Oke.
Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome back to the apa namanya nih? The brand guild, the branding guild ya. Singkat. So today we have some discussion actually to talk about, and let's start from wait. Let me share my screen. Oh, hi Gani. Good morning.
Morning. Good
Good.
morning.
Okay, finally we have Gani here ya. So okay, I'm going to share my screen. So let's start with this actually, everyone, regarding the orphan documents that we have discussed previously with Mr. Jing. Perhaps over to, okay, so basically, for context, everyone, and so we're going to use the Canva link that apa namanya, Gani provided here, right, regarding the Canva account. And so we're planning to divide it by the users. So we will have the partners, employee, and also the guest template. So basically what we're going to do here is that we're going to put all the templates all together in one Canva so that it can actually be reused by everyone and categorized by the users. So I think Jaslyn, Bila, and also Wei needs to do updates. Perhaps we can go to siapa namanya? Jaslyn first regarding those open documents. Do you have any updates for this one?
I've moved my documents for Instagram updates to the guest templates last week.
Yes, already on the Canva Pro, yeah?
Yeah, it's already there. I just moved it to the right category.
Wait, let me show my screen. Okay, so in this part, yeah. So everyone, as you can see, we have the partners template, employee, and guest. So perhaps question to Gani, is this really a Canva Pro account?
Ah, um, last 2 weeks still pro.
Last week still Pro. So now it's not Pro?
I'm not using Canva, bro. Last
Okay.
week, so I don't know. So,
Ah,
but I hear from Jocelyn, it's not pro anymore. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, last time I checked, it wasn't pro anymore.
Yeah,
Ah,
I last time I checked it wasn't Pro as well.
because this account is, is cheap and select on Shopee. So at that time, Mas
Ah,
Rizal just buy it just 25.ribu for
mm-hmm.
1 year. But then we take a look on the apa namanya the member, it is 1,300, right? So ya itu karena murah dipakai banyak orang. So there is some change on apa ya kayak pro gitu. And then I'm thinking to beli yang agak mahal, maksudnya yang
Mm-hmm.
that specific for us, really for us.
Mm-hmm.
But I still find the yang jualan yang benar-benar verified, so it's only exclusive for us. My question
I
just
see.
if for example if I buy new pro account, is this template is transferable?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think it's transferable. But you can copy and paste, but not transfer. I don't think transfer is.
Oh, oh gitu.
Yep, they don't have
Share?
the option. False template. No.
Ah, okay.
Wait, I'm not sure about share, yeah. But share the owner still this account, no?
Oh gitu.
Mm-hmm.
Bukit
Yeah,
Vista.
you cannot transfer the owner, so I'm not sure. So I think this is the fundamental thing that we need to fix, everyone, because
Okay.
currently we're using this account, right? And this
Yep.
account can be apa sih namanya, bisa dibilang account apa sih kayak gini nih akunnya, it's made by this persons, right? The email, right, Gani?
Mm-mm. Yeah.
And if we lost the email, which means we lost everything, right?
Yeah.
Right. So okay, perhaps what is the percentage of us using the pro design here? Are we using that
Pers
in like most of the design, or is it like small thing that we use?
If I'm from guest funnel side first, yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
mostly Jocelyn will use the design for Instagram and Facebook, and then there's Jocelyn using for Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think is that.
I see. So a lot ya, apa namanya for the pro version. But may I know about the pro version? What type of of design or what type of elements that you're using for the pro version, Jesslyn?
Mainly removing backgrounds from photos, as well as yeah, that's very very ini ya, very common, very mundane. But I use it every time, and then suddenly when it's not pro anymore, I can't edit the picture, so I have to copy from the post that I've made before, as well as some elements cannot be used if it's not pro, and if we use the free one, I think it still works, but it just looks ugly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which part is ugly, like for the non-pro one or the pro one, for example? Like, can you give me the example, for example? Like, if it's
Oh,
the background remover, I can find another solution for you so that we don't have to rely on the Canva Pro one. But which part of the Canva Pro or the elements of the graphic that you think is really important for us to use that it cannot be replaced by the free one lah gitu. Can you share perhaps?
uh, wait, I'm trying to remember where, but usually it's more like shapes or like the how do I explain this? Yeah, sometimes the elements we cannot change the colors, right? Sometimes it's a fixed color, and you can only change the size or the yeah the size or the ya pokoknya bentuknya gitu. But we cannot change the colors. But sometimes we really need specific colors for our brand colors, right? So usually for that one, I use the pro version of the elements. But I think if we the biggest issue is the background remover. If we got that one uh, tackled down, then I think we don't need the Canva Pro anymore. For me personally.
Okay, okay. So, because the friction one is regarding the remove background image, right? So I have the solution for you. Actually, we have the there's like remove.bg. It's actually a cool website that you can use to just drag and drop the image, and you can actually remove the background down manually. So I think it should be solving the problem. So for this apa namanya, for this Canva account, should we keep using this for Bukit Vista? Because I'm not sure, yeah, Gani. Like if we have the folder here, right? We have the folder for partners, employee, but
Mhm.
it's also used by so many people in here. Like, can
Yeah,
they actually see this?
yeah, yeah.
Because
I see.
it's apa sih namanya? It could be, even though it's actually for public, some of the access actually apa sih namanya? Um, apa sih punya company gitu kan ya. Ada nggak kira-kira yang bisa menjadi kayak I don't know, yang kalau misalnya dilihat sama orang bisa berbahaya gitu.
Soalnya ini kayak dari originalnya itu akun pro eceran, itulah ibarat eceran. Jadi emang bisa di-share ke banyak orang, makanya dia untung. Makanya banyak yang jualan Canva di Twitter. Karena modelnya seperti ini, bisa di-share ke banyak email. So you're talking about the privacy, right? What if we create the design, we create the folder, but it's open to others, to public, like so that's, I think that's not really safe. Yeah, of course that's not good, because we are as a company. So one other option is uh, I I try to figure it out, or what if we buy apa namanya, a subscription for the ini Bukit Vista, pakai kanvanya Bukit Vista, bukan
Iya.
kanvanya sopir Tracer ini kan. Sangiran satu coba.
Yeah, I do
Gitu.
agree in that part as
Gitu ya.
well. Like, ya ini cuma nggak cuma sih, I mean it's like 70.000. per bulan, right?
Tapi
And
banyak yang pakai ya. Ada whole funnel ya.
we're up to 5 people. Yeah, I mean we
Oke.
can use one account in paid. Ya yearly-nya berapa nih? Yearly-nya segini loh.
Oke. Yearly up to 5 people. Custom. Make it 10. 10?
Yep,
LSD 10
everything
berapa?
is free. 100% premium stock photo, free templates with new design daily.
Oh,
Ada brand
oke.
kitsnya, remove background, resize, save design. Here.
Kalau
Okay,
itu 10%? 10%? 10%.
2 juta. Hampir 3 juta nih.
Oh.
I would propose just use this ini sih 1 sampai 5. Why? Because we can actually use one account or one email, but we can share the email. That would be okay, right? Like for awareness, let's say awareness yes, guest funnel yes, employee yes, partner funnel yes. So even we distribute for each person is actually okay. For
Okay.
each PIC.
Okay, let's say we will purchase this for 5 people ya. Berarti siapa aja?
Awareness?
5 person. Siapa aja yang akan dikasih aksesnya tadi ya?
Awareness partners, awareness partner, employee, guest, right?
Ya, tapi I mean the email, the person, the PIC.
Yeah, I mean we know that those going to be like the 4. I mean kita udah tahu kan kalau misalnya yang bakal dapat aksesnya itu adalah awareness, employee, guest, and partners, right? And for who will be in charging of the PIC and so on, we can discuss that further actually.
Oh gitu, oke.
What do you think?
Oh, ya. Oke.
Yeah. What the others think? What do you guys think? Yang lain gimana?
Vera kayaknya wah udah.
Ini satu person satu email ya maksudnya ya?
Iya, ini up to 5 person to share the same folder. Tapi I think ini bisa di-share sih satu account. Jadi kayak account yang lagi kita pakai ini, aku bisa pakai, Vera bisa pakai, Gani bisa pakai. Cuma juga bisa nambahin up to 5 people. Jadi di account Bukit Vista nih, misalnya pakai bukitvista@gmail.com, I can add Vera, I can add Gani, I can add Jaslyn, I can add Queen gitu ya. Itu bisa, tapi up to 5 person. Gitu.
Okay.
So I think we can consider this ya. Siapa namanya
Betul.
Gani regarding the purchase.
Karena juga dari dulu kan originalnya kita pakai kampanye Bukit Vista kan. Siapapun yang bikin apa namanya defaultnya kan gitu kan. Okay, you can delegate to me, Nadia, to purchase the berarti yearly ya?
Yep, we can purchase the yearly sih. Kayaknya lebih gampang. Yang ambil yearly aja.
Oke, beli Canva Pro yearly. Oke.
Vera, be the secretary, can you write down to the paper regarding that? So we will. Okay, let me reshare the screen ya.
Oh wait, if we make it Bukit Vista as Canva Pro, yang tadi tetap nggak bisa ditransfer. Apa kayak copy, share kayak?
I don't think.
Nggak bisa. Nggak bisa ya. Oke deh.
I see. Yep. Okay, jadi kayaknya it's not possible sih. Okay, so for the for the thread is that we will purchase the Canva Pro using the Bukit Vista account ya, specifically. So perhaps after you purchase the Canva Pro, can you update it here and we can actually proceed the ini yang bagian sini lagi kita bisa move forwards regarding the orphan documents.
Oh, so pretty urgent ya sekarang berarti ya?
Well, depends sih dari awareness gimana. Well, it back again to the awareness team. Do you think it's urgent to purchase the Canva Pro?
More Jaslyn?
Since I think starting this week we no longer do the experiment regarding cover post right now, so I think it's okay. Also, I want to ask everyone else. Usually when we use elements that are not Canva Pro, they say that it will have watermarks, right?
Yep.
Watermark, betul.
But is it just me or I can't see the watermarks after I download them ya? it's
Same.
not exactly, yeah, right?
Yeah,
So I don't
everyone
think
say.
it's a problem. So it's not that urgent for us.
Okay, not urgent. Hui, for partnership panel, is it urgent for Canva Pro?
Not really because I only edit some photos in Canva actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kak W, Canva Pro, urgent?
Sebenarnya agak telat, tapi kayaknya lumayan urgent karena
Oh
menurutku
iya.
yang kayak di infografis di Airbnb listing itu kelihatan watermarknya kan, terus kayak
Hmm.
aja menurutku.
Okay, noted. Okay. Okay.
So it's actually pretty urgent, yeah, on the partners funnel side.
Kalau ini employee, Vera, PR, HR,
Tidak
not ya?
urgent.
Okay.
Yeah, because the employee actually using my Canva account and I always use the free one because I'm cheap.
Okay, noted. Okay, noted. Itu bayarnya gimana? Nanti tak pikirin.
Yeah, you can talk to finance lah. You can talk to finance team regarding the payment, yeah.
Oh ya.
Yeah.
Visi lah. Okay, noted.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the apa namanya the actionable here that Gani will do and also update it here. Okay. Gani, perhaps regarding the deadline, when can you actually provide us regarding the updates? By this week or by next week?
Next week.
Okay. So please update ya, my secretary. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay. What else? Okay. Is there any discussion that we need to do again? Okay. Actually, everyone, regarding the branding, I actually have created and also have discussed this with Mr. Jing last Friday. So I have created this, but I probably need you guys' opinion regarding this one. So basically, it is actually the draft brand and style guideline that I've created, and also I discussed it with Mr. Jing as well. So I basically divide the branding and guideline on like how many elements here, like the logo, the colors and stuff. So basically, actually we have apa sih namanya? We have apa sih? Pokoknya udah menentukan bahwa the main logo is this one. So for this one, we're no longer it's not like we no longer use it, but we're going to specifically use it for the partners funnel. So especially for the apa sih namanya? For the brand out there, for the publication, we're going to still use the main logo basically. And also this one, so I've upgraded the users on the background, like perhaps if you want to add something as well, like for example, the full logo should only be used on white or like a light gray color, and to avoid using the full logo on the primary colors background, and so on and so on. So I've display some example basically for the do's and don'ts. But if you guys have any objections, please do. And also regarding the don'ts that don't do this type of apa namanya a design basically. And also I think we need to set the fundamental for the placement for the logo as well. Like we need to make sure that all the logo needs to be on the right corners, on the four corners, like in this one, or like this, di kiri, kanan bawah, kanan atas, atau nggak tengah atas, tengah bawah, atau tengah gitu. So I think we need to create like a placement. And if you guys have any objection, please do. And it's also regarding the logo misuse, that do not crop the logo, do not change the transparency, do not shuffle around if you feel like creative, yeah. Do not change the color, do not distort the logo, do not recreate using any other typeface, do not outline the logo type, do not rotate, yeah, something like this. Oh yeah, let's discuss with the logo first then. Yeah, any objections so far?
Yeah, Nadia, thank you very much for migrating ya. Berarti ini kan migrating from paper, ya nggak sih?
Yep,
From
migrating
paper
from paper to Korea.
Oh, okay, nice. So the first thing first is the paper is no longer used yang Mr. Jing bikin itu. Yang
Sorry,
yang
saya agak
pertama kali kita discuss di paper
Mhm.
itu berarti sudah tidak berlaku ya. Kita ini.
Mhm.
Nah, ini apakah masih berlaku?
Nah, yeah. So basically, as you can see, ini nggak sih? Oh yeah, as you can see here, like I basically divide the here by on the logo, the colors used, the typography that we use, the type of illustration. Like like in this evolutionary paper, like we have said the on brand and off brand, right? Like for
Yeah.
example, let's go here. Like okay, let's say for the persona. We've created that the persona for guests is like this, the partners and like this, the employees like this. I think we can complete this in the meantime, and also, and if we have set the foundation for this, like for example, oh, this is how the on-brand persona look like, and we can actually set it here that this how you should do it. Do not do this. So we can actually do like the do's and don'ts. So next time, for example, like there's an upcoming the awareness intern, for example, or awareness Fistan, they will know. So they will not do the same mistake that we have here, something like that. But as you can see, I've just started with the logo. Like, do not do this with the logo, but do this with the logo instead. So we can actually finalize it. And if you think that some of the part is already finalized, we can actually transfer that in this part because you can see, oh yeah, kayak masih banyak yang missing sebenarnya. I just trying to finalize the logo, and you can see the color is not even completed yet. I just finalized the use of the core colors, basically like the core colors that we use, the blue, the orange, and the green, the white text, the black text, and so on, something like that. And like the secondary colors is not even set up yet. So if you guys have any apa sih namanya idea, or which colors do you think, or which secondary colors do you think should be in here, you can propose and we can actually discuss that next time. That's actually, for example, the colors, and like for example the typography, the font, I'm not even finished that yet because I actually found a fiction here, everyone. As you can see, we have 3 fonts, right? We have the Control 1, the Source Sans Pro, and also the Hindi, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
In Guntur Light.
Yep. Brand book. But as far as I see, we only use the Source Sans Pro, right? And we barely use this for the public design. Why is that, yeah?
Because we trying to avoid too much font type on just a poster. So kalau ada poster itu kan ada headline, terus kemudian bla bla bla, waktu, tempat, bla 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 segala macam infonya kan udah gitu aja. Jadi mainly Control 1, title, terus kemudian Sound Sans Pro karena untuk bodinya ya itu untuk poster-poster gitu sih. As far as I know. As far as I know seperti itu.
Okay, so what I can conclude is that we barely use this one and this one, right?
Correct.
Right. So do you think we need to apa sih nah? Because once again the guideline here is set as fundamental, right? If we keep on using this 3, which means we need to always use this 3, right? Because otherwise it will consider as off brand, right? So do you think nih, as the branding theme, that do we need to still use this, all these 3, or we can only focus on one font only? What do you guys think?
Let's go over to Vera first.
Yeah, Vera, Jocelyn, Wing, Wei.
If me personally, I think we still need to have like various fonts sih. Cuma kayak paling kalau misalnya ternyata Source Sans Pro yang that we use most, then I think we shift the the main fonts gitu loh. Ya itu sih. Tapi we still need the rest of it gitu.
Okay, so do you think we need to keep like at least 2 fonts ya to keep it apa sih namanya fancier lah, something like that. Okay, I see. What about Jaslyn then? What do you think? Because I think you've been working for the guest, yeah, regarding the poster creating, and I believe you're also using a phone and stuff. So what do you think? What are your thoughts on this part, for example?
I think before I get to the answer to that question, I would like to answer your previous question first, Kanadia. The reason
Which
why I
one?
use Source Sans Pro the most
Okay.
and not Control One and Hingundur Lite was because of that sentence in the font, that it is the main font on social media. And with my pemahamanku yang dangkal, and I think that because I work in Instagram and Facebook, those two are social media, so that's the main font that I use. And I don't know where I should be using Control One and Hingunter Light because it said that like the title or the main body, but then I get confused because for social media it should be Source Sans Pro. That's why mainly I always use Source Sans Pro for the title as well as the body. But I still think that we need at least two types of fonts just so we have variation, because if we only rely on Source Sans Pro, it's a pretty boring font to be used again and again.
Yep. Okay, now it's also regarding the consistency about the branding, yeah. Like I kind of like I just realized this. Yeah, I kind of disagree that we only use this type of font on website, right? I just read this. Because I think we need to generalize all the fonts need to be everywhere so everyone know that, because it's branding, right? So that everyone know, oh, if this type of font is used, then it's represent Bukit Vista. If this type of font is used, then it's actually Bukit Vista. But if we only use this like on website and this only on social media like Instagram or LinkedIn, something like that, we don't actually have the consistency of the branding, right? So nah, it's actually a discussion again to the floor. So do you think we need to like generalize everything to be used to all platforms, or we need to stick with this one, just like just use the Control One to website and stick with the Sosan Pro on the social media, for example? Or do you propose changing the fonts, for example?
What about Huying as on the partnership funnel? Which font that you use most, Huying, and what font that most used on Facebook page? Bukan
Okay.
konten dari kamu doang, tapi kebanyakan di Facebook.
Yeah, so for the font that I usually use on Facebook page content for the informational content is actually the Hingunter like font for the small text, like the information itself. But for the subtitle, subheadline, I use Source Sans Pro. While for the title, the big title on the first cover page, I always use the Control One font. So I usually mix three of them actually.
I see. Okay, so for the partners side, we've been using all of them, yeah, but probably we just changed about, probably we need to update the description. Okay, that's for the partners. What about the employee funnel then? For Farah, perhaps? Farah?
I think if previously we don't really use the font yang di sini kan, karena kayak it's kinda kayak awalnya tuh kita pikir kayak kurang cocok kita yang Control One, but then the recent post itu we try to use Source Sans Pro and Hinguntur Lite sih. For the Control One emang nggak gitu kepake.
Okay, yep. I do agree on that part as well. Okay, what about the guest funnel? Jaslyn?
Guest funnel sebenarnya Control One kadang-kadang aja, tapi mostly tetap Source Sans Pro. Kalau aku lihat dari pemakaiannya, I think it's fine. The combination of the font, I think is okay, but just revise the description perhaps.
Okay, regarding the kadang-kadang nih, when you use Control One and when you don't use Control One?
We use Control One when kapan Jaslyn?
Kapan yang pakai, kapan yang nggak pakai?
I don't think I used Contrail one for about a month now.
Okay.
And I don't use Gunter Light either. It's only Source Sans Pro. I'm following the template from the previous intern.
Okay. So perhaps only me that use Contrail One as apa namanya? Mungkin 5-6 bulan ke belakang ketika aku handle Instagram, aku sering menggunakan Contrail One as a headline. Kemudian baru informasi harga lokasi baru selesai.
I see. Okay, I'm interested for the Instagram Reels then to wait. When you
Yeah.
edit the Reels or for like the video proposed one, which font do you use usually? Atau font yang mana sih yang bisa sering dipakai kalau ngedit video gitu? Khususnya
I
buat
use the
Reels.
Contrail one.
Okay, interesting. Selalu Contrail one ya? Always the Contrail one. Never mix with other?
Yeah, never. I use Contrail one for my last 2 reels, and the colors also.
I see. Okay, so there's like inconsistency yeah, for each users regarding the use of a font. So, okay, so from the awareness team, the guest funnel, the partners funnel, and also the employee. Do you think we should stick to this 3, but just revise the description, or how nih? I leave it to the floor again. What's the verdict? What's your thought on it? To partners first. Siapa tadi?
Gimana Kak?
Okay, do you think we need to still stick with this 3 type of fonts and then upgrade the description, or do you think we just need to stick to 2 fonts, for example? What's your verdict?
I think 3 sih, karena sebelumnya I've ever read before that a content should have minimal 3 types of font to like make it variations like that. So I think 3 is fine, but I need more detailed information about the Hingun to like how much is the font size, because on Contrail one and Source Sans Pro we have like the font size has to be at least how many, and in Hingun to like we don't have that.
I see. Perhaps we need just to upgrade the description then, yeah. Okay, thanks
Yeah.
for the partners funnel. And what about the guests?
I think it's good to keep all 3 fonts. I don't know what the others might think, but I feel like Contrail one is pretty iconic to Bukit Vista. Is it just me?
Yep.
Like I think when I think of Bukit Vista, the font that pops up in my mind will be Contrail one. But perhaps like what Twing said, maybe we need more description to kind of describe when this certain font should be used and when other font should be used instead.
I see. Okay, thank you, Jocelyn, for that. Let me put it here. Okay. And then to the employee funnel, to Farah, because you never use the Contrail, yeah? What's your thought on this?
I think nggak apa-apa sih if we want to like keep all the 3, but then again kayak yang lain bilang, we need to update the descriptions, and I think it's like kind of important to kayak remove kayak ini harus dipakai in this platform gitu, karena kan orang jadi bingung gitu kan. So it's more likely to the ciri-ciri fontsnya aja sih paling.
Okay. So let's write an actionable then for the conclusion. Then we will revise the use of typography. We will revise the use of typography. What did I call it? Okay. We will revise the use of typography here and upgrade that to the in the coda. Okay, who would like to work on this? Anybody wants to volunteer? I see silence. Okay, nobody? Nobody, yeah. Okay then. Yes. Add my name, and I will revise that for the typography on the coda. So we agree, yeah. So basically, we still use the 3 font here, but we just need to revise the description. Okay, perhaps for my to-do list, I will create a draft first regarding the description for the typography, and I will update that here. And we'll take everyone to take a look, and if there's any objection or if there any revision, please do apa sih namanya comments on that. Okay, so that's actually it ya. Apa ini? Right. Okay. Biasanya kalau konten TikTok tuh kayak gimana? Can you give explanation?
I think it's mirip sama IG Reels, but usually we use TikTok to like edit it directly. So it has like the algorithm things like you have to use the features on TikTok to make it to the For You page like this. So I usually edit it directly on TikTok, right? But we cannot change the font if we use TikTok to edit the content.
Okay, interesting. Okay, what about Reels? What about the Reels team here? Is there any change in terms of?
Yeah, I use the third-party application.
Gimana weh?
I use the third-party application. It's called Font.
Mm-hmm.
So I can download the font that I want. So I can use Control one.
Wait, it's not an editing but yeah, it's not an editing app, but a font service, a font app.
Yeah, it's actually an editing app, but only for fonts, only for written font.
I see. Okay, kalau misalnya TikTok gimana? What about the TikTok team? Do you directly create it on the app ya, instead of using outside third-party editing software?
Iya, so far sih pakai TikTok langsung gitu.
I see. Okay. Any thoughts on this part to everyone? To Vera perhaps, or to Benny?
Kalau di TikTok, biasanya gini, the solution is make it bold and make it italic, and then you get Control one, ya nggak sih? Bikin capital semua hurufnya, terus di bold, terus di italic, gitu nggak sih, Hui? Ya nggak sih?
I think I can try.
Ya biasanya gitu kan. Control one kan pokoknya miring, yang penting capital bold.
Okay, biasanya kalau fontnya TikTok itu they're similar to Source Sans Pro, or lebih ke Control, or it's like Hindi, or lebih ke Times New Roman gitu, or gimana?
Kayaknya dia agak bulat-bulat kayak Arial, I think.
Bulat-bulat ya.
What the nouns of it actually resembles then? Yeah, I see. I see. Okay, we can keep that. Okay, Vera.
Ya mungkin ini sih kayak you can do trial and error. I mean like the video itself actually from the editing app, right? When you make the video.
Usually I use a raw video and I edit it directly on TikTok gitu.
Mm-hmm. Because it's affecting the algorithm, Vera, if you use outside editing from the TikTok. That's why she used that.
Tapi I would still suggest to try pakai third party apps sih. Because kayak algorithm kan very vague kan. Kita kan nggak bisa ngelihat langsung gitu. Dan to be honest kalau ngedit di TikTok based on my experience itu kayak very bad. Hasilnya tuh kayak nggak bersih gitu. Nggak sesuai apa yang kita mau. So I think you can try use the third party app and coba masukin fontnya aja. I think it's more to the consistency of your content sih. Itu yang kayak lebih penting dibanding editingnya gimana sih. For TikTok ya.
I see. Thank you, Vera, for the inputs on that part. So we actually can come up with like, or is there any suggestion from everybody regarding the TikTok nih? Because I don't use TikTok, so I don't know. What about the others? No? Gani? Jesslyn? Weh?
Gak pakai TikTok juga.
Gak pakai TikTok. Same ya, same. Wei, do you have any suggestions perhaps for the TikTok team?
I think for the You should try the third party apps sih kayaknya. Maybe to at least to compare first apakah perbedaan algoritmenya sebeda itu dengan yang diedit di TikTok langsung.
I see. Okay. Yep. I think we can try this. We can try that ya. Siapa namanya? TikTok team or to Huing regarding that. So you can actually use a third-party app, and we can actually see the comparison regarding the engagement or how what do you see or what do you see from the TikTok actually, the engagement or the what?
The views.
The views, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can actually try then if there's any significant difference, and we can actually have the data on that. Okay. Okay, that's actually it, yeah, for the fonts used in the brand book. And let's move forward to the next one. This is actually one I want to bring up to regarding the illustration. So actually, I found like especially in this part that we've been using a variation of font illustration like this one, and also like I don't know, is this illustration or not? Is that illustration, right? Is this illustration? No, right?
Itu di Canva nggak sih?
Yes,
Ngambil
that's from Canva.
I see. Yep. And also like this type of apa sih namanya illustration as well. I've seen that, and actually it brings a very inconsistency in terms of illustration, because as you guys can see that in Bukit Vista we use this type of illustration, right? Like very 2D, very straightforward, a very simple type of illustration. But then we also put this type of illustration, for example, like very different styles of illustration, and actually that brings up a very inconsistency of our branding. So perhaps from that, what do you guys think for the illustration part?
Antara pakai foto beneran atau ilustrasi yang tadi.
Yeah. So basically, this is what I read, right? Unified brand illustration used across platform,
Okay.
because illustration can help breathe life into our brands, and it takes complex idea and make it easier to understand, and so on and so on. And as I identified that our illustration style is very bold and also whimsical, right? And actually a visual representation of our the Bukit Vista brand personality. And the shape's actually solid, and we do not outline them. And also the depth is basically like kalau misalnya colornya lebih terang itu kayak ada depth ya, basic something like that ya. And also we don't line, and also the characters meaning of the hospitality and so on. So here's our do not
ini
do not use
desainernya lagi ngomong ini, makanya dengerin aja udah. Ya.
Oh, okay. Do not use different type of illustration. Like if you cannot find the same type of illustration that Bukit Vista uses, better not to use it and replace it with photography instead. So this is actually what I propose. Like kalau misalnya kita nggak bisa nemu yang kind of similar to this kind of illustration, I think it's better to avoid the use of illustration in this case. Like kalau misalnya kayak gini kan, I'm not sure, ini kayaknya ilustrasi nggak sih ya? Ini kayak foto biasa nggak sih? Ya, oke, do not use this lah, gitu sih.
Okay, do not.
What do you guys think? To the floor.
Okay, do not use it.
Okay, any objections perhaps from the awareness team or for like the partners, this funnel one?
Nadia. So if we don't use it, I know the purpose is to make consistent, right? But also in other side, we want to make it easy for everyone. Jadi semua orang itu bisa mengikuti guideline-nya. Jadi tahu di mana mereka mencari ilustrasinya. Nah, kalau kayak gitu terus gimana Nadia? Kan solusi yang paling gampang itu di Canva. Ya nggak sih? Mau nggak mau di Canva. Jadi kalau seperti ini dilarang, terus kemudian yang seperti apa contohnya? Jadi kayaknya perlu kita bikin contoh juga itu nggak sih? Bahkan
Iya.
pakai Canva yang free dulu bahkan, ya nggak sih? Yang semua orang bisa akses gitu loh. Oh jadi yang Bukit Vista banget tuh ilustrasinya ya seperti ini, lengkung-lengkung,
Isn't
semlohai
it Bukit
gitu
Vista
nggak sih?
banget? Isn't it already Bukit Vista banget?
Kalau to the others then.
Yeah, the others then. To Jaslyn. Oh, Vera deh, Vera dulu.
Oh, aku objek Kak kalau misalnya kita pakai our foto asli. Cause kayak contohnya misalnya I'm going to make a presentation gitu kan, and I'm describing meetings. We have different kind of meetings. Ya misalnya ya, and then if pakai foto asli kita, kayak it's not representing in the way gitu loh, kayak kalau ngelihat fotonya tuh pasti fotonya sama semua screenshot muka-muka orang. It will be the same. Jadi kayak nggak bisa differentiate. So, atau sih aku mikirnya kayak what if we misalnya di Canva kan ada kreator sama ada paket gambar illustration mereka sendiri kan. What if kayak I don't know, kita decided to use only one creator or two, and then kita pakai itu aja.
Okay, I see the input. That's from Vera. What about the other? Jaslyn?
I think I might be the person yang violates this guideline the most because I use a lot for Instagram content, and I agree in a way that we need to keep the pictures that we use on guideline, but at the same time, it's hard for me to find alternatives. So like for example, in Bukit Vista snippets, usually we have a photo or an illustration that we use in every page, right? And sometimes we pick them from different creators, like what Kavera just said. So I think if you want to only use illustrations that is on brand with Bukit Vista's illustration, I think it's a bit hard. Also, I'm not sure which type of illustration is on brand with Bukit Vista's illustration, if that makes sense, because I've never read it anywhere, like the characteristics of the illustrations that we can use. But I think if we use real photos, in my case, usually it's like the scenery or like a place. I usually use real photos in that case. So in a way, I also object, but if we can find an alternative, like for example, like what Kak Vera said, by subscribing to one creator only and then consistently using that creator's arts, then I guess that could be a great solution to this problem.
I see. Yep. Okay, that's from the partners, yeah. What about to Huiying?
So far, I rarely use illustrations actually, but I think it is kind of hard. Like if we don't have the do's illustration that we can like refer to, like which type of illustration that can we use, like right. But if I see here like the illustrations of Bukit Vista, the human illustrations is like flat illustration, right? I think we can try to like find flat illustration resources online actually, if that can be a solution, I think.
Okay, I see. Yep. Any other additional perhaps from Gani as well or to Farah again?
I agree with Vera. Jadi baik menggunakan satu kreator, ya nggak sih? Itu kreator itu maksudnya artis nggak sih? Ya nggak sih? Di elemen gitu terus oke. Got it. Berarti kembali ya, biar supaya konsisten harus Canva Pro. Kalau Canva Pro artis kan ada tuh, tiap artis kan pasti ada yang digembok, ada yang free gitu kan. Nah, jadi better to have Canva Pro access, and then we decide which creator that we will use.
Yep.
Oh,
okay. Let's put that into the ini gimana cara nge-hide sih? Okay, panjang. Okay, let's put that into this discussion dulu ya. Do we have it here? Siapa namanya? Oh ya, Okay. So yeah, so for now, we'll pending the illustration conclusion again because we need to make sure that we have the access of the list of the credit and we can actually decide from them. Yeah. Okay, that's actually it for the illustration. And nah, this is the thing that I need to ask Gani actually regarding the photography, Gani. Like
Okay.
I'm actually taking this from the brand Canva or
Okay.
like this part actually. Yeah,
Okay.
this one as well. So
Okay.
you can see that we need to have the must-have human photo and so on like that. Can you have
Mhm.
actually putting like apa namanya list of the do's and don'ts for the photography? And I think you are the expert on that part.
Mm.
Yep. And
Okay.
also like here, right, I listed like for the use of the stock photography that I list like we can use internal image library, which actually the
Okay. Bank
bank
content.
content, bank content, right? And
Mhm.
perhaps you want to update it as well. And
Okay.
okay, to everyone, usually when you use photography, where do you get the image from? Are we using our internal image or are we using like outsource like Unsplash or any other free stock photos to the for or perhaps to Huying, the one because you I think you use the photography type of contents the most.
Yeah, I usually take from the content bank, but actually, the content bank is like very limited. We have very limited photo stock inside that is new. Like most of
Mm-hmm.
them are old photos. See, actually,
Mm-hmm.
gitu.
I see. So you always use the internal apa namanya image ya, despite the apa sih the contents being very old gitu ya. But you
Yeah,
never use the Unsplash or any other type of stock free photo
so far
libraries?
not yet.
So far, not yet. Okay, that's from the partners team. What about the guest team then? Interesting nih pasti. Yeah, Jocelyn?
Wait, what was the question, Kak?
How was the question though? Okay. Do you ever use like outside of internal library image, like for example the Unsplash or any other type of free stock photos library out there?
I only started using Unsplash last week, and I think it was only for one photo. But usually, I use the ones that is provided in Canva when it was still pro.
Canva. Okay. Do you think Canva is license free?
I think when we're pro, yes, but when we're not pro anymore, no. Wait, it's weird because if we're using photos that is not free,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes for elements it's watermarked, right?
Yep.
But
Yep.
for photos, if I'm not mistaken, in Canva jadinya berbayar, like you have to pay an amount, right? So I think that's
Right.
kind of different, but I'm not
Mhm.
sure what the distinction is.
I see. Okay.
Berbayar, tapi kalau di screenshot nggak bayar.
Nah,
Ya kan? Ya kan? Ya kan?
Yeah, but everyone, we need to think again. That's why I actually
Ya,
use
ya, ya.
photography features and
Oke.
crime. So actually did some research regarding the photography that can
Ya.
be used and also that cannot be used. So I realized that I think we can only use image from the trusted sources. Like
Oh,
I
oke,
think it's
oke.
better to avoid the use of Flickr. I think you guys know like Flickr or the result that you get from in Google because they are not license free and we don't know who owns the
Oh,
image
I see.
actually. So yeah, and
Oke.
also always choose image that have focal clear focal points and I think it's also represent Bukit Vista, right? Like appear natural and also not
Hmm.
on stage, something like that, and also evoke our brand's value. And paling important adalah healthy diversity. So, and
Good.
also the
Good.
crimes is never use unlicensed images. It's a
Ya, ya,
crime,
ya.
everyone.
Ya, ya, ya. Sorry, sorry, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, sorry, sorry.
And also never pull like image from Google search or Flickr. Avoid images that are negative, like cliche, and also every heavily stylized images. Okay, because okay, now before I make a conclusion to the employee funnel, then do you ever use like outside internal image library, like using Unsplash or any other sources?
Belum.
No.
No, no.
Oh, really?
Eh,
LinkedIn, remember?
from my side belum. Bella gimana Bella? Oh ya, Bella pernah masuk.
Yeah, I ever like look for like images from like PixArt. Kok PixArt sih? No, Pinterest. I mean. Yeah. Nah, ini nih Pinterest. Is Pinterest license free though? Ada yang tahu nggak sih? I think there's artisnya deh, Kak. Ada artisnya, right?
I think Pinterest
So,
itu
yeah.
they just kind of collect with izin gitu loh.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a
So
problem.
it's also a problem.
Okay, so I think because I think we mostly use internal images right here. So and we can actually avoid using that type of image that's coming from Google or like Flickr and something like that. And yeah. So that's actually it. Yeah, we can actually discuss that further and we can actually put that as a pending discussion because the awareness team is already here. So let's conclude the discussion for today. So the conclusion is that Nadia will create a draft for the typography and put them here, and also Hing will try to edit with third-party apps to see if the difference in algorithm is that big. And we will pending the conclusion for illustration because we need to list the creators before we decide on what we'll use. And also the discussion about the internal image and ad photography will be continued by next week. Yeah. Okay, so that's actually everyone for the branding guild discussion. Thank you so much for coming and see you next time. Bye bye.